Holy fucking shit, Batman.
What?
Welcome to Fat Man Beyond. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernardin.
Hey!
Ho!
Here we are at the Scum and Villainy Cantina. You can't move in this place. You can't breathe. It's packed to the fucking gills. Everyone having a good time because everyone loves a geek bar. And this is everyone's favorite geek bar right here on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Look at all these fun people. You guys having a good time?
Yeah, pipe in the audience noise there, JC. Like we're at an NFL game and we know nobody's in the stands, but we somehow still hear a crowd going.
This is the Stanley Kubrick version of the show where I see an audience that's not there. And they're like, of course, you've been here all the time. Lloyd, the ghostly bartender, will be mixing up your blue, what do you call the blue?
Blue milk?
Blue milk drinks. Are you, how you doing over there, JC? Just to give you a heads up, JC running solo tonight. Andrew has the Sunday to enjoy. JC doesn't. So here he is.
I am...
He's like, stop asking me questions. I have
He's
9
like, don't
jobs.
ask me to change the angle of the camera.
There's a lot going on. It says, we're sending... All right. It
So
looks
he's
like
doing
we're
fine.
bouncy.
We're bouncing?
We also don't have a shot of me because there's too much going on.
Too much going on.
I'm going to try to clean up the stream a little bit.
We won't fucking be throwing angles around because there's one man and JC's got to control it all. So I was like, hey, JC. We're not even fucking cut to him.
He's like, no, what? I got, 9 things happening.
You got no proof of life. For all you know, JC's fucking dead and we're Weekend of Bernie and this shit.
Hey, let's go out and get a Frosty Daiquiri.
Before we're in a bar, we could literally get a Frosty Daiquiri. Before we go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, a little housekeeping.
Yes, sir.
I have a hot day tonight. I'm going to get laid. So this show will not have a Q&A.
All
Here's the
right.
Q. Are you going to get laid, Kev? Here's the A. Fuck yeah. Sooner I get out of here. So,
And we're seen.
so good night, everybody.
Did you enjoy the show? What show?
But we have a guest, and we'll be talking to a guest after we get into the news and stuff like that. So we got a show for you for sure. And
We
shit.
do,
But
man.
before we do anything, let us take this moment to congratulate
Yes.
the Joker himself, Joaquin Phoenix, just had a baby.
Yes, with
He
Rooney
didn't.
Mara.
I mean, he's a good actor. He ain't that fucking good.
Yeah, no.
He couldn't produce a job. I mean, he could make you think he had the baby, but that's
And then do a little dance at the end.
yeah, on the staircase and shit. And you're like, so dark. He can't have a baby himself, but his fiancee, Rooney Mara, is that her name? Rooney Mara. She just had his baby, so they had a baby. I guess in the parlance of
Indeed.
our times. So, I mean, it's relevant because he's the Joker and shit like that. But this is the part that almost made me cry. What did they name the baby?
River. Put it on the glass.
That almost made me cry that you fucking guessed it. How beautiful is that?
That's adorable.
For those that don't fucking know, because you know you're 12, Joaquin Phoenix comes from a family of famous Phoenixes, and long before Joaquin was Phoenix, back when he was Leaf Phoenix, his brother River Phoenix, of course, from Stand By Me, from Sneakers, from
Yes,
the
Indiana Jones.
opening of
and the
Indiana
Last
Jones.
Crusade.
He played young Indiana Jones on the TV, but in fucking Glass Crusade, was it? I
Yes.
think, his beginning. And of course, My Own Private Idaho. Fucking legend, man. Like, a wonderful, wonderful actor and stuff. He named his fucking kid after his brother.
Yeah.
He loved his brother. They seemed very tight. I mean, I didn't know them and shit, but like, they seemed very tight from everything I saw. I saw him, I met him, I think I talked about it, at the Mercy for Animals gala, like right before they announced, I think it was right before Joker came out, actually.
Or part of the run-up to the Oscars.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was, yeah.
That
yeah.
campaign.
I hadn't seen it at that point. And I remember because I think it had just come from Venice, so it was before it came out, if I remember correctly. And, so at one point I was talking to him and I was like, you got, like, your whole fucking family was, like, famous before I was ever in the business, so that's super famous to me and stuff. And I said, and I'm like, I loved you in Parenthood and shit like that. But your brother, and he talked about his brother very warmly. So he named his kid after his brother. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's the kind of news that makes you go, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people aren't all awful.
Exactly. Like, fucking, maybe we have a constitutional crisis coming. Who knows? But fucking, at least there's simple beauty in the world. Like, a man naming his kid after his
Yes.
deceased brother.
Because there should be a River Phoenix in the world, and we had gone for a long time without one.
the
and now
fuck
we have
kind of
one.
writing is this that you're giving away for free? Oh my God, say it again.
There should be a River Phoenix in the world.
It's fucking good, dude. Save that for a script. Copyright Mark Bernardin.
I got that one in my
Good
hip
fucking,
pocket.
that's a good line. If I heard that on like The Boys, I'd be like, fucking Kripke's good, man.
Yeah.
I say that now watching The Boys. You caught up?
I'm one episode behind.
Ooh, I just watched Friday Nights.
Yeah.
So fucking good. They really showed their hand of where they're going and shit.
Okay. Yeah. The last thing I got to was like laser my fucking tits,
That was the episode before.
which okay.
Superhero sex. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But then in the most recent episode, it's just like they put it on Front Street, who she is, where she came from, blah blah blah.
Outstanding.
It's been wonderful. Have you seen this? I haven't seen it yet, but I read about it. Utopia.
I have not seen it yet.
It's
but
on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Do you know what it's about?
It's
It's got a comic book in it.
yeah, like it's based on a British TV series that's about, or at least features a comic book that can somehow tell the future. And
I just saw this concept and I was like, in a pre-Marvel DC movies world, that would have been like, what? A comic book is at the center of something? Like, holy shit.
well, that was Heroes, right? Like when Heroes first dropped, it's like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, like, oh my God, this shit sounds exactly like some of my favorite Marvel comics. I mean, exactly.
I mean,
Homage
homage.
or theft? You tell me. So yeah, this sounds. I'm gonna watch the fuck out of this.
I'm very curious. Gillian
in it?
Flynn. I'm not sure who's. I think
Gillian
Wilson,
Flynn, is that the
the
Gone
Gone
Girl
Girl screenwriter. She also ended Sharp Objects on HBO. This was a follow up to that.
What was it?
She's Sharp Objects on
I
HBO.
like Sharp Objects. What's
Yeah.
the follow-up?
This is that follow up because she was the showrunner on Sharp Objects, and now she's the showrunner on Utopia.
Oh, but they're not connected.
they are not connected, near as far as I can tell.
So she did Utopia, the
Yeah.
Gone Girl lady, and it's based on a British thing.
Yes.
They still do that, where we steal ideas from the Brits, like where All in the Family came from, where
Totally.
Sanford and Son came from. Sanford and Son was a British show first.
Yeah, we will happily steal the format of any show that takes place overseas and import it to the United States.
Yeah, but back in the day when we were kids, it was easy because nobody saw foreign TV. But nowadays, it's like you could probably watch the British Utopia.
Somewhere, yeah. It's hard to come by. But yeah, no, we still
That's
do that
what
kind of,
he said.
yeah. JC's behind us. I feel like we're at the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and Han Solo is behind us.
He's fixing shit while
He's
shit's
just
going on.
fixing
What are we
shit.
doing back there? Are you having to patch things?
Yeah.
Are we even online?
We're online. It's just, we look like a slideshow, so I'm trying to figure out a better internet situation.
Uh-oh. Bear with us, kids.
Okay.
JC's working on it. As you can see. Look at him running wires and
I know.
stuff.
Like he was literally up in the rafters, like yanking cords down. Is it
no,
far enough?
not put that one over there. You know what I did this morning?
Tell me.
What was it, yesterday morning? Maybe it was yesterday morning. Wee hours in the morning, I was up, and at like 3 in the morning, I said, fuck, I'll grab a smoke. Try to go back to bed. So I was grabbing a smoke, and I was like, what will I watch? Because, you don't want to get involved in, like, writing. That'll wake you up and shit. So I was watching the last Harry Potter movie, but they split it into.
Deathly Hollows Part 2.
So I watched part 1 and part 2.
Wow.
Well, I skipped around to my favorite parts and shit. But part 1, then I was like, oh shit, maybe I should go back and watch this. What a mistake. My God, it's so fucking like, it's them, they're in the woods for over half the movie. And, they took the book. I know this isn't a hot take or anything because this happened like a decade ago, but
Bring it.
they fucking split the book into 2 movies, and you didn't need it. You could have just made one movie an hour longer, made it a big old fat juicy movie, but like the woods sequence goes on and on and on. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there were points where I was doing it fast forwards 10 seconds if you press this button, because they were doing like a walking shot where Harry is walking from there to there. And I was like, there's no way they're doing this whole fucking walk cycle. And they did. And I kept fast forwarding and nothing was said. No action. It was just him walking toward an object. I'm like, these guys, what a luxurious edit this must have been. It seemed like it was a struggle to come up with full content.
Yeah, that's one of those where you can tell, like, this was not an artistically motivated decision.
You know that?
Yeah, no, it's an ice cream truck outside.
JC, your phone's ringing. That could be Will saying, you're not even online.
Poor guy.
This is pirate radio version of Fat Man Beyond, ladies and gentlemen. Who was it? Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
There's troubles, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah,
Both.
those two Harry Potter movies were very much we're going to make as much money as we can.
It seemed like a cash grab.
Very
and
much
And
so.
I can't remember. I saw them both in the theater, and I honestly, for the life of me, could not remember any of the details of part one. As I'm watching it, I'm like, holy fuck, it's like a brand new movie to me. But it wasn't like, what a gift. It was like, what a long fucking movie this was.
why are we doing this?
And I could see, I don't remember feeling this, but I could fucking see somebody being like, are you fucking shitting me? What a ripoff. Like,
I mean, I think they were
best parts at the end with, spoilers, death of Dobby. That's some pretty emotional
It
shit.
is. I think they were counting on the fact that if you were a diehard Harry Potter fan, more Potter is good Potter. Like, if this is my last gasp at this, I want to just wallow in it for as long as I can.
I'm all for it, but it's like them alone in the woods, depressed. First, it's the three kids, and then, the cord came out. And then then it's like Ron leaves, and then it's just Harry and Hermione. And then at one point they dance, and like you think like, oh my god, maybe they're gonna kiss. Although I never heard about this in the book or anything. So yeah, it's just fucking long, man. I mean, it's all over now. They made all their money and shit. So I'm not dissuading anybody from saying it, but as I watched it, I was like, whoa, man.
I appreciate your sizzling hot take.
Thanks, man.
It
I get around. Sometimes people are like, how come you're never negative? Well, there it was. You were there to see it,
The
ladies and
statute of
gentlemen.
limitations is up.
Yes, as soon as fucking everyone involved in the production is dead, then I spilled the tea on how I feel.
It is the best take on a movie I've seen since there was a comic book resources article. Did you catch wind of this? Where this writer was like, ooh, I figured out the secret to Stanley Kubrick movies. He would actually have been a good filmmaker if only he'd ever come to grips with his toxic masculinity. And basically that was what was keeping him from greatness.
Oh, well, it's what keeps us all from greatness.
Apparently. And also this guy's never seen a Stanley Kubrick movie because they're kind of all about toxic masculinity.
Right.
Like you can't really look at like The Shining or Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, they're all
you
pretty
know,
toxic dudes.
Or Eyes Wide Shut.
And if you ever see that documentary about the making of The Shining, he was pretty toxic with Shelley Duvall.
Totally. But yeah, to pretend as if he was A, not a good filmmaker, not one
That's
of the
the
great
weird
filmmakers,
thing, yeah.
and B, this thing that all of his movies are about is a thing that he's never reckoned with. That seemed like the weak
How
sauce.
old was the author of this piece? Not to be an ageist, but sounds like a relatively young take.
I don't know said author. I'm not even going to blast him, but I mean, you could find the piece. It's not hard. It was trending the other day on how bad a take it was.
Because everyone was just like, are
Yeah.
you crazy?
Yeah, dude, what? Did you just discover things?
Honestly, I used to take the internet so seriously at one point in the beginning, because I was on it when they started it and shit. I was on it in the days where you could be like, I visited every site on the internet. Now what?
I put my Alta Vista to work, you guys.
But, fuck, what was my point? I had a stoner bump. What were we just talking about?
Discovering things on the internet that you hadn't discovered before.
Well, what were we talking about?
Stanley Kubrick. Shitty hot takes.
Yeah.
You've been lots of places. You've seen lots of things, and
Yeah, I got braggy for some reason. I'm like, I've
I've
done
seen
a lot
some
of
shit.
things. And then I got lost in my bragging. I forgot the point I was trying to make. I know what it is. Thank you, Mark. I used to take the internet very seriously. And then one day I saw somebody give a similar hot take on Quentin Tarantino and said that he was a hack. And I'm like, hey, man, fucking, like, say you don't like his movies or whatever, but if that guy's a hack? Like, well, what the fuck am I? And then I was like, I know that guy ain't a hack. I think the whole world agrees the guy's not a hack. So this person is wrong. Hence, the whole internet
is wrong.
is potentially wrong about things. And that's when I realized I ain't taking them so seriously.
Yeah, I am all for a new generation discovering something.
Yeah.
Like there was a bit of
They
a.
fucking discovered Chasing Amy, and they were like, it's wrong, it's bad. I was like, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean it. But Phil Collins is In the Air Tonight.
Oh, well, those
Made
two
it-
kids were just like,
Like it literally started. It was at like the top 5 of iTunes sales because these two black kids who were like twins apparently in their early 20s have been discovering shit. that they like. We'd been told this was good. Let's not see it beforehand and watch it together for the first time and react to it.
Or listen to it.
Yeah.
It's all listening. They're just listening to like musical tracks.
Yeah, and they're like, we were told this was cool. Oh shit! And watching them lose their minds when the drum
When the drum kicks
when the
in. The
drums
way
kick in.
you did when you first heard it as a kid, you're like, oh my God, it still works.
Totally. So it's like the idea of discovering something for the first time and coming to artwork anew is not inherently bad.
Right.
But the pretending that nobody else had thought about this, like, I'm going to give you a scholarly treatise on what I've discovered is the flaw in this guy's filmmaking.
Also, like, pretending that the guy wasn't a great filmmaker. Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone universally agreed on that right away.
Yeah, I mean,
whether
you
you
could-
like his movies or not, it's like, oh, clearly this guy was a master of his form and pushed the medium in a new direction. He went to space before fucking George Lucas did, for
Yeah.
heaven's sake.
You know, like, I understand, like,
Not great with Shelley Duvall, but
you know, apparently an asshole, and
Yeah.
that's totally fine. But it's what kept
slow
him
driver
from being
too.
great.
I always heard, and that right there is a.
Why did it take us 140 takes to get off of this exit, Uncle Stanley?
Well, he would. I read a story where they were like, you know, they were shooting on this location, one road in, one road out, and you know, as soon as they were like, and that's a wrap for the day, everyone raced for their cars to get out before Stanley, because if you were behind Stanley did 5-10 miles under the speed limit.
Ooh.
And so you were fucking, you couldn't just tear ass down the road and shit. So, slow driver.
Slow driver.
And that makes you fucking public enemy number one in my book.
Indeed. So
Then you fuck with Shelley Duvall, that's also terrible.
So this week's Hot Take Theater, we've decided.
That Harry Potter movie was too long, and Stanley Kubrick wasn't too nice a guy.
Yeah, but like really talented.
Yeah, but everyone knows he's a great filmmaker. And that's Fat Man Beyond. You come here for the hot takes.
Yeah. Hot
You're
takes.
getting them. JC, are we even online, or are we just amusing each other?
We're good.
There it is.
He's like, yeah, just keep going. Stop
he's been
talking to me.
raised- for a minute, I thought we were just doing a show for him at this point. And it was a weird
Yeah.
show because he wasn't even paying attention.
No,
He's
no,
running around.
I kept on feeling as if we were always like 5 minutes away from sparks in the room and the entire thing going offline.
It's true.
And he's trying to make us feel good and calm about it. No. It's all fine. Nothing's on fire. There's
All
no
is
countdown.
well. He's Kevin Bacon in Animal House before he gets trampled. All right, what have you been up to this week? Anything? You got any upfront shit? What's on your shirt? Let me see. Flash Grodin. That's fantastic.
Flash Grodin.
How many people do you have to explain that shirt to?
I mean, my wife. She was
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She's how old?
She's our age, but she missed the Charles Grodin wave.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, Midnight Run? You got nothing?
I mean, list goes on. Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah. But you know,
The Incredible Shrinking Woman.
I stand
Didn't
by-
you have cable? That's what I would have said.
growing up in a barn?
It's an excellent fucking shirt, though.
Thank you, sir.
Flash Grodin. Fuck.
Just
Scott
simple
Mosier
punnery.
would die. He'd see that shirt and be like, "That's brilliant."
Simple punnery.
What have you been doing?
I left the job this week.
You finished up on
I
Picard.
finished up on Star Trek Picard.
I saw you tweet about it, and then there was some confusion. People were like, "What the fuck? Did you get fired?"
Yeah,
You're
is
like,
you okay?
"No,
It'll be
I'm
all right,
just-
man.
I'm
You'll recover
done.
from this."
We finished.
Because that's, you know, and it's hard for the average person who has a normal person job
Yeah.
to understand. Like, my mom still doesn't quite get it. It was like, "Oh, honey, are you okay?" It's like, this was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's a contract, it's a term employment. Like, I'm here for 24 weeks. 25 if we're doing a rounding error. And no matter how good and or bad one does during those 24 weeks, that's the job.
That's the job.
So, like, yeah, no, I had a good time. I think we did some good work. We'll see. We're still far from production because who the hell knows when we're going to get to shoot a giant science fiction TV show. But yeah, no, I cleaned out my office that I had visited once.
Because it was COVID.
Yeah, like I was brought on. My first day was like March 4th, March 5th, and by like March 10th, we were like, yeah, no, we're done being in the office, gang. We'll maybe see you.
It was back into the real world.
Yeah.
Go right at home.
We'll see you on the Zooms.
Yeah, that's true. It was a Zoom writer room.
Zoom writer room. Which
Writer Zoom.
it's I don't know how much zooming you've had to do at length
A bunch.
in this. Not in love with it.
No.
You know, like it's
And it's surprisingly convenient, though.
yeah, no, it's
But-
functional for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But for the ongoing creation of content, not great. For being
Unless you just want to make the joke over and over, Jetson!
yeah, if you're rebooting the Jetsons, then it's perfect.
Then Zoom is like right up your fucking alley, man. All those Zoom jokes.
All the Zoom jokes. But yeah, it was a fun room to be in. I feel like I barely got to know the people I was in the room with.
Because you didn't have a traditional room experience.
Yeah, like all the time we were together, we were working. There was never any like the half an hour everybody gets there a little early and hangs out. There was never lunch where we talked over. There was never we're gonna go for a walk on the lot. None of that. It's here we are.
Well, when you were a kid and you wished to work on a Star Trek show, you forgot to add, and I want to eat lunch with everybody, and I want us to be buddies.
right,
You got exactly what you wanted.
I really did. I forgot
No
to
frillies, though.
I forgot to make it very clear to the genie
Yes.
the totality of the wish that I had.
That's how they get you, dude. That's how they get you. Those genies, man.
Fucking small print genies.
Oh, it's all about the fine print. Genies and devils, the same thing. It's all
Genies and
about
devils.
like you didn't say this.
Right. So I had to get a COVID test to get onto the lot to retrieve my stuff.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I've had 3 since coming back from Jersey. I had to get them, or my kid wasn't letting me back in the house. She literally quarantined me in my office. My kid was like so hardcore about like, you know, I went to Jersey, then I went to Florida. And, you know, we opened movies, and movies that was fantastic success in Red Bank, New Jersey, thanks to the folks who went, thanks to Gianni's who hosted us and stuff. But while we're there, you know, like the movies out here, I took pictures with people, and I felt I was socially distanced enough, probably not, you know, as much as one could have been, but like definitely we were on 2 different planes, and mostly everyone I was taking pictures with wearing masks. 2 people I took a picture with didn't have a mask. Those are the ones the kids saw. Kid like sent me a flurry of fucking texts. How dare you? You're killing us all. You're gonna put the entire house in jeopardy. The word betrayed was used.
Oh shit.
I was like, this kid's real fucking emo. And I was like, who's this kid's dad? And I remember
This guy got a thesaurus to make fun of me.
I was like, and also like, fuck, man, like, I was just like, why don't you wait to yell at me until I have COVID? Like, you know, she was acting like I came home already with it and spread it around the house and shit. And I'm like, don't get mad until like, you know, it
She was-
turns out bad.
She
And
was
now I-
prophylactically chastising you.
very much so. And you know, like a parent. In a way that I never did with her as a kid. I was not that parent. I'm like, don't parent me. So I got 3 tests. I had to get a rapid results test. Well, I had to get tests. I got a rapid results. It was negative. Then I got the brain tickler. And it goes to a lab, negative. And then 3 days later, I got another brain tickler. Went to the lab, fucking negative. Then I was allowed to be with others in my
Commingle.
house. Yeah, it's so fucking rude. So you had to take a test just to get on the lot.
Just to get on the lot, you know, and I
You get in there and there's just a pencil in the office. You're like, fuck.
God damn it. But yeah, just to get my little shopping bag, because, you know, every TV writer's got their go bag of like, all right, here's my pictures of my family, here's my phone charger, here's the mug that I keep all my pens in, and just here I go, and here I come. Others are way more highfalutin with like artwork on walls, and like, I'm not that guy.
No.
I realize that it's
I'm
transitory.
shocked you even got a mug of pens, to be
I
honest.
know, right? It's a CIA mug, too.
Is it really?
Yeah, I got that
But I
from
mean, who
Treadstone.
fucking works with pens anymore?
Well, I like to doodle.
You go back in time when you're writing shit? I like to get in a time machine. I like to go back to 1428.
I feel like when I'm working in
Quills.
the future, I wish to do so in the past.
Yes. It's called writing, not typing. All right, fair enough. All right. Well, fucking there you go, man. He quit Picard, space. He said the final frontier, and he said his final goodbye because they fired him. No, his fucking contract was over. He's all done, and he got his dream job for a minute.
I
He got
did.
to work on some shit. But I happen to know he's working on other shit way more exciting. So your dream job comes oddly enough when you've discovered when other dreams are coming true.
And the dreams are fertilizer for other dreams.
Yes.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger.
And when it rains, it pours sometimes.
Don't read too much into that.
Yeah, heavens. So,
Mark
congrats.
Bernard is writing Storm, says comicbookmovie.com. Because Kevin Smith made a rain pun.
What is one? Congrats on completion.
Thank you. Thank
Well
you very
done.
much.
I remember when you got the job and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. I was talking to Trisha Helfer yesterday, with whom I do the Battlestar Galacticast, and we
The
are
Cylon herself?
the Cylon herself, the numero 6, and we are one episode away from finishing the show.
Are you shitting me?
We did the penultimate episode. What is today? Sunday, Friday, with Ron Moore was our guest, and I was like, I'm feeling oddly bittersweet about it because this will have been the longest professional initiative I've ever completed. Like, I've worked lots of places. I worked for 12 years at EW.
Yeah, but
I've been on
usually for a year, 2 years.
yeah, or even like I was at EW for 13 years, but the magazine still goes. Like,
Yeah.
it was going before I got there.
Oh, this is done when you're done.
It's done when I'm done. Like, I will have ended a thing and a thing of substance, and I've never done that before. And so this feeling of, it's going to be over, and we
Yeah.
got there.
Yeah.
We fucking pointed to a place in the rafters, and we hit the ball, and
Like
we
the
got
show itself. You were like, let's find the Earth.
Let's find New Earth. So yeah,
That's fucking dope. Congrats.
thank you. I
Never
feel-
occurred to me to end the podcast. Such a good idea to have a finite, and here we'll be finished.
Yeah, no. And we are coming up on 300 episodes.
Fuck.
How the hell did that
Oh,
happen?
us. I thought you meant you guys. I was
No.
gonna say we're also coming up on 3.
That's a great number.
That's right. We are right now. This is episode 299.
Wow.
Next episode, which I believe is on Friday, is the 300th episode of Fat Man Beyond.
We should throw a party.
Gotta have some fucking guests, right? We gotta pull some guests. Shouldn't we
think
get
so.
we should start fucking. Hey man, give us a happy 300 episode from a bunch of
Just a
fucking
shout
famous
out.
people. Yeah, we could. There sounds like there are some superheroes losing their jobs next year. Maybe they'll have time to shout us out.
Maybe. I mean, they might be busy
True.
with
Human life.
young Kryptonians.
That's true, man. And that's a very ham-fisted segue into the news, ladies and gentlemen. We got some news for you. Mark's collected some news. I see a thick little pile of news.
I do.
Thick, luscious pile of news.
Oh yeah.
Give us the news, Mark. Give us the business.
I got a 70s bush full of news, right?
You ain't gonna. And these ain't the days of fucking virgin smoothies or fucking landing strips. Just growing that shit wild.
No, it's fucking
Looks like a
wicked.
goddamn bikini.
It's Ewok just
Yes.
hanging between your
Wicket between your legs.
Wicket in the thicket.
Nub dub, yub dub, bebop, and yub dub. Is that the lyrics?
I don't even know what the hell that was, but I'm
I
on
think that was
board.
the song. Yub dub, bebop, and yub dub, nope dub, wd do, wd do, yeah. The Ewok song.
Yeah, no. I know where you go.
Oh, I was alone out there for a second. I was like, did you ever see Return of the Jedi? Oh my God, I got to tell you all about it. It's the third
This happens
movie in the
first.
Star Wars saga.
So we're in the sand. We're on the sand. We're on Arrakis, but not really.
Came out third, but really number 6. Very confusing.
Didn't see that coming.
A lot of bears.
A lot of fucking bears. Supergirl is taking her final flight.
This, of course, bittersweet, but all good things come to an end. And generally, these Arrowverse shows tend to tap out at 6, 7, seasons 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, I mean, Arrow made it to 8.
8.
But
It's a miracle that Supergirl made it to 6, considering it almost died with season 1.
indeed.
When
on the-
CBS was like, not
Turns
for us."
out, yeah,
And
we-
mercifully, the CW rescued it and became a strong contender. I'll be honest with you, working on that show was some of the best times I've had in my life, professionally and personally. I'm so glad that show exists. I loved it before I directed on it, just as a fucking, I was like, God, her relationship with her sister is so beautiful. It made me go like, I really fucked up by not being a girl with a fucking older sister. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I missed out.
I mean, you have an older sister.
I
like
know,
you-
but like I'm a boy, so it
You-
would have been nice if I was a girl and I related to her like Kara related to Kyler. Well, that's not her character's name, but Kyler's name in real life.
I think, yeah. I mean, you could have, gender is a spectrum.
Yeah,
You totally could have.
that's true.
But then again, that is not the reason why we're here.
Such a great show. She's such a great person, and like honestly, the light of the fucking world. And as a number one on a show who works literally every day in every scene because you're the titular character and stuff. And sometimes they hoist you up on wires because you have to fly on a green screen. And when they hoist you up, you're up there for hours, and the fucking outfit you wear is not comfortable. The harness is to keep you aloft. She always has a smile on her face, always so wonderful and gracious and stuff. So, you know, in other news, in conjunction with this, they just announced that they had their kid.
Yeah.
Melissa and Christopher Wood, our Prince Adam / He-Man.
Indeed.
This is a very incestuous story. It's very close to
Apparently.
home.
I mean,
but they just had a little boy named Huxley.
Oh, Huxley. What a good
Adorable.
name.
So, you know, a lot of people have families and work and stuff, but, you know, this timing of this feels real good. She's going to be able to enjoy the first few years of her kid's life in a way she would not have been able to if this was season 2 of Supergirl.
Right. You know, I mean, she's...
Because these hours on this show, like, are a fucking nut biter. Not for, you know, the director, I came and went, but for her, you're talking about 15 to 18-hour days and 5 days a week and shit like that.
Plus all the VFX stuff, and she's in almost every scene.
Yeah, and how you going to do that and, like, raise, you know, a fucking kid and
Yeah,
stuff?
'cause
So
you wanna
it's
be a
coming
new
at the
mom.
right time. It's ending as that part of her life's beginning and stuff. And she's an amazing actress. I saw her on Broadway. She did Beautiful, the Carole King musical. So she could be a Broadway kid. She could just be in movies now, other fucking TV shows and stuff. She's wonderful, wonderful fucking actress. So she's going to land on her feet. And I think, I would imagine she probably, you know, got the news like, well, you know, that's a shame, but all good things come to an end. I think she's probably philosophical about it. I've read her fucking post. She's very philosophical.
Right. And I also think that, like, the news was not a surprise to her.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that she's very much in those conversations of, like, listen, are we coming to the end of a story? Like, what are you guys thinking in the writer's room? Because here's where I am. I want to go raise this kid.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it was a judgment delivered to her as much as
No, I don't think she was like, what?
yeah, like a decision they all kind of came to together.
Right.
And was
And
like,
they've had, so what, next season is the last and it'll be season 6?
season 6 is going to be 20 episodes, and they're
Yep,
starting
full
later to adjust for her maternity leave, as well as clearly Vancouver is just coming up to speed on production. You know,
Production-wise.
sort of in the COVID era, they're going to have the same bumps that we're having. And so, yeah, starting with her in January makes some sense, because she's going to want that time with a
God,
kid.
yeah.
And,
Bummer. Beautiful show. Sometimes on Twitter, there's a lot of people who shit on the CW fucking shows. They're like, it's not Marvel. And I'm like, it's not Marvel, but it's damn good stuff, like, on its own. I love that show so much. And I'll be sad to see it go. I hope to God I get to direct one of those 20 episodes. You know, there's
raise
a
a
world
hand.
where you get just 20 women directors and fuck all the dudes for the last season. But if they're letting a dude in there, I
Raise
hope
it.
to
Well,
go
you-
back to National City.
you know some folks.
I do. I can make some phone calls.
You can make some phone calls.
Yes, there she is, right there. Chronic in our movie. Melissa herself.
Yeah. I mean,
wonderful
I wonder
woman.
what that will leave, because they don't seem to be generating Berlanti shows at the same rate that they're losing Berlanti
Let's
shows.
be fair. They're just Lois and Clark, whatever they're calling Lois and Clark, Superman
Right.
and Lois or something. That's a new one.
Right. Stargirl is new.
Stargirl's a new one.
But you know, we lost Arrow. We're losing Supergirl. I don't know how much.
How much gas Flash has in the tank?
I mean, I think Grant will be going for another year or two, if for no other reason than to beat Arrow, because I'm sure there's a little like, hey, how long they go? 110 episodes, 111.
That'd be hysterical.
But like Legends, I'm not sure. You know, there is always a point at which, you know, when a show launches to its finale, they cross between terms of the expenses going up and ratings are going down.
Right.
And that is always the point after which it becomes a decision every year to renew it. And so I don't know if
And also the model just doesn't work the way it used to. Like, you know, I think a lot of Berlanti stuff is now migrating to HBO Max. Like, as we've seen, you know, the show Titans, Doom Patrol, those are his, right?
I'm not sure about Doom Patrol, but Titans definitely is.
Stargirl, that's his.
Yeah. Stargirl will premiere on HBO Max, and I think
And it's CW as well.
Yeah.
But it feels like, and I think there's some Berlanti stuff, like more superhero stuff, going to HBO Max. I think that you'll start seeing, not like everyone's going there, but like they can get away with cursing. You can do Harley Quinn and have everybody. You can have the Joker fucking say fuck, and nobody bats an eye. So, we've seen a lot of the CW shows. It's been almost 10 years of a model that Greg Berlanti brought with him from Dawson's Creek. Mm-hmm. So we've seen nearly a decade of Dawson's Creek with masks and capes and stuff. Sooner or later, that will run out of gas. So I think you're right. Like, Stargirl is new. That puts some fresh gas in the tank.
Superman and Lois will be new. Black Lightning probably has another couple of years left in it, if not longer, if they want to keep going with it. Batwoman is kind of relaunching.
They showed the picture just went up.
of Javicia in the costume,
In
which
the
looked kind of
costume.
rad. But yeah, it's a period of flux,
Yeah.
I think, for the Berlantiverse. And whether it's about expanding or contracting to a good number that they can sustain, whether it's finding a good, place in the rafters to point to and say we're going to end it all there
Right.
with some giant crossover event, and that will be the end of the Berlantiverse. I don't know, but it's a thing I'm sure people are thinking about.
I'm glad it existed. I got to play.
Yeah,
It's
man.
fun, and it's still going on. It's not like, and it's all over and shit. Supergirl is done, but after next season. But other than that, no other cancellations right now. It's actually, you can make the argument like they're strong as ever. But Mark raises a good point. Like, if Supergirl goes away, next is probably Flash, and then,
And Legends and/or Black Lightning.
and are they replacing these with anything? You got Stargirl, you got Superman, and Lois, I guess. Yeah, I mean, look, the more go away, the more they make room for perhaps new shows.
Very, very true.
All right.
Yeah,
so
man.
we got another year though to love on Supergirl.
At the very least. Back to the Marvel part of the universe. At the Emmys on Sunday, did you watch the Emmys?
I did not.
I watched. I think I watched most of it.
I hear a lot of my picks won though, like things that I liked.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah, like fucking Watchmen won a bunch. And
Very happy to see Watchmen win.
yeah, fuck.
Best writing and best limited series and best
And I like
actor and
Succession.
actress.
That won a bunch of shit.
Were you a Schitt's Creek fan?
Jennifer is. I watched the first 3 episodes with her years ago when they first aired, and we were big fans of like all the Christopher Guest stuff, so we loved them. And it just didn't click with us when we were watching it. I was like, it's all right, but like never continued on. Jennifer recently deep dived and like fucking loves the show religiously and keeps showing me scenes the way I show her scenes from comic book movies and stuff. So she's a huge fan. They won big too.
They did something of a sweep where it was best comedy, best writing for a comedy, best actor, best director.
Oh, Canada.
Okay.
Took all the Emmys.
Canada. Yeah, and I too like kind of slept on it for a long time and just started watching it now, and like
And-
I get it, I guess. Like,
Jennifer says the first season is like good, but she's like it really kicks in. It figures out what it is season 2 forward or something.
yeah, and I think sitcoms can get that level of endurance because they are iterating pretty quickly. 22 episodes, you're doing 13. Like, no. By the time you get to the second season, you get it. It's harder for dramas to get that much rope from an audience.
Right.
It's like I got to give you 13 hours of my time before you get good, as opposed to I got to give you 4 hours of my time.
True.
But I'm kind of digging it. But during the Emmys,
Yes.
was the first real trailer for WandaVision.
I almost gagged. Yes. And I, of course, did not watch it during the Emmys, but I saw it online. Instantly, they put it up online. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
If this don't look like House of M, I don't know what it is. Like, I would not be shocked if the last fucking, like, image of the season is her going, well, I guess she can't do no more mutants.
Well, I think it becomes
Mutants.
where are there mutants?
Yeah,
Or what-
more mutants.
I'd like mutants, please.
Yeah. Plenty of mutants, kids. I'm thinking about it. She could bring her brother back.
She totally could. In this construct, in whatever weird ass.
I like it.
netherworlds.
We don't know anything about it other than that trailer, but it looks fucking funny, creepy, and it does look like they're building her up to be the next big bad.
Yeah.
Definitely a fucking, Doctor Strange, right?
There's a little Easter egg, I suppose. I mean, I think it's full of Easter eggs, but the one that captivated me was there's a bottle of wine pouring into a glass, and the label on the bottle of wine says Maison du Mépris, and Maison in French is house, and so it's House of Mépris, House of M is the wine. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, you're just doing it.
They're hiding some shit.
They're hiding it. Well, should we take a look at said trailer?
Can we? Are
We
we allowed
can.
to do this? Will we get thrown off the internet if we watch this like we did with other trailers? Should we watch it with the volume fucking down?
Just fucking try it. Come and get us.
Yeah, kids,
Disney.
if we get thrown off the internet, it's not tech problems. It's because we watched a trailer, which
That
I don't
you've-
understand how other people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
We're not even watermarking it. We're not even just.
We need to do funny voices over it, like, wah, 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 I lost you.
Oh, hello.
You're going to find out who I am, Vision.
Hello, Mr. Maximus. How are you?
I feel this show is visionary. Then I would understand taking us down off the internet.
Seriously,
Like,
you
these
fucking-
fuckers are terrible.
Oh, Miss Rambo, would you like some of my friends you are?
I would watch that trailer.
Where we basically just do the fucking Adrian Veidt voice. Mrs. Crookshanks, take a
Did any
letter.
cast? Yeah, who? Regina King won.
Regina King won. Yahya Abdul Mateen.
He also won
He
for
also
what? Best
won.
Supporting.
Yeah,
He was so great.
he's so awesome.
That's so dope, man. God, I love that. Still, every once in a while, I'll roll like the last 2 episodes on, like in my office as I'm smoking. They're so fucking good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it since it first aired, and I think I'm kind of due. It's almost a year.
It's magical, dude.
Yeah.
No, not a year.
Well, it was last December.
Is that when they started?
Yeah.
You're right. Oh my God. I forgot. You're right.
Remember when the world was fine and we could just chill out together?
What a lifetime ago that was. I was on tour when it started.
Yeah, it was
ooh, sorry.
It was
Fucking
last
both right in the mic.
September, and it ended just before Christmas.
What were we? Oh, we're about to watch something, but it seems to be an issue.
Sure.
You wanna? We're gonna watch WandaVision. If we get tossed off,
You know why.
blame Disney. Mm-hmm. But it was Warner Brothers that tossed us off, right?
They were, because of Leonard Cohen.
Yeah. What's the song? It's like, is it Twilight Time or some such shit? One of them old timey songs.
Yeah, I don't recall.
What sitcoms are being referenced?
Like Donna Reed show and like
And Bewitched.
My Three Dead. There it is.
There it
There's a
is.
wine bottle. Deborah
Nosy
Jo Rupp.
Neighbor, Bewitched style, like Mrs. Kravitz.
Mm.
This is total Bewitched scene right there.
I mean,
I like that, and then reality starts trying to creep in and stuff. Oh man, how long is this? I would take 10 fucking episodes of her going crazy. She's a good actress, man, and he's a wonderful actor, and them together.
yeah, and like her in the classic Scarlet
And this
Witch
is
outfit.
like,
Catherine Hahn. Hey.
yeah, and Catherine Hahn is playing. I saw it was speculated. I forget which name of the character is, but she's a witch in Marvel who's been around forever. She's ancient as fuck, white-haired and stuff. But she's straight out the comics as well. Everyone was ecstatic about Vision wearing, and her wearing Halloween variations of their costumes.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, brief shot of. How does she figure into this? She wasn't. I mean, they weren't even in
Yeah.
Captain.
No. Yeah. It's. I think it feels as
It's
if
a mystery.
it's a mystery, but it's also starting to scoop up lots of this ephemera from the Marvel universe. Like, Kat Dennings is in it playing Darcy. Was her
Is she from
character
Thor?
From Thor 2. Yeah. Dark World.
I like this. It's getting. I mean, look, I was on board anyway. I would literally just watch it if it was a two-hander of those fuckers in a place and she's slowly melting down, like David Lynch style.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic, and it's coming this year.
It is coming this year. I think it's sort of slotting
Before
to
or after
replace-
the election.
I think after the election.
So something to look forward to.
I think we get Mandalorian before the election, and we get WandaVision after the election.
Oh, ooh, all right. That'll help. That'll help. More like that. Make me feel good. That's
Give me a
good.
little something.
There's a future there to look forward to.
Yes. And I mean, there's more of a future on the Disney Plus because now fucking Nick Fury is getting into his own TV show.
What?
Yes, Sam Jackson.
No brainer, though. By the way.
I mean,
And is it set in the present, or is it all across his career so they can have young Nick Fury as well.
It is
young,
unclear.
expensive Nick Fury.
Young, expensive Nick Fury. I mean, any way you cut it, it's expensive Nick Fury because you
Yeah,
got
it's
Sam
true.
Jackson in a TV show. But there's no information whatsoever on when it's taking place, except for the fact that last we saw Nick Fury, he was on a Skrull ship
In space, yeah.
in space. And if you wanted to be setting up something like Secret Invasion, where the Skrulls are coming to Earth to take over everything, this would not be the worst way to start setting it up.
I like it.
You know, but I also do want to see like Nick Fury, not just in deep space with Skrulls.
Was he in Endgame?
At the funeral?
That's it.
That's it.
So technically, that happened. When does Captain Marvel happen? Before that or after that? Or the PS scene in Captain Marvel when they showed him? No, when did they show him in space? It wasn't Captain Marvel.
I think it's Infinity War.
Fuck. JC, ask chat room what the post credit scene with Nick Fury in space. Which movie was that?
No, it must be. No, it's not. It's not Captain Marvel because he's back at his desk.
Yeah, yeah. And the PS on that one is. Oh no.
Is it Guardians 2?
Oh, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Far From Home. That's it.
Because it was, we thought it was Nick the whole movie, and then it turned out to be the Skrull.
Right.
And then their post scene was Nick in space. And
Waking
you're
up
like,
in
what?
space.
What a
Right.
weird. Are we sure? That's got
That sounds right. Yeah.
And then, so that was after they put up that J. Jonah Jameson scene?
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson is how the movie
Because there was
proper
no
ends.
post scene in Infinity War. Everybody just died,
Right.
and that was it. And
Well, no, there was. There was the Captain Marvel plug in Infinity War.
Right.
It's when everybody disappears and you see the glowing beeper.
So, in continuity, the last place we saw Nick Fury was the funeral,
Yes.
which presumably could come back from space to do that.
Right.
Look, set it anywhere you want. I'm on board for more Marvel TV because that WandaVision show looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Are we
And-
going to talk Hellstrom or no?
I didn't watch the trailer. But
I did. Looks great.
Does
but it's
it?
a sad reminder that like that era is over.
Yeah.
Like because that's from old Marvel TV.
That's all Jeff Loeb and
Jeff
Dan
Loeb's
Buckley and
version. And so, like, even if this show is like fucking brilliant and it looks fantastic, the trailer looks really good. One and done. You're gonna watch this season and they're finished, and that's that.
Right. I mean, unless there is absolutely the world in which Kevin Feige could really like it. And, you know, it's on Hulu, which is part of the Disney family. It's not on Netflix, so there's no internal
That's
conflict
true.
with it.
Look at me. I'm all like, it'll never
Fuck it,
happen.
it's done.
He's like, well, what if Kevin Feige likes it? Then it will happen.
But yeah, I'm excited for the TV universe of Marvel to expand. If Hellstrom can figure into it, great. Whenever we get to see whatever they shot from Captain America,
There's a
Winter
shot
Soldier and
of
Falcon.
Sebastian
Stan?
wearing a new leather outfit that seems to be his new outfit
Yeah.
in the show. So they're shooting. He was surrounded by FBI people today, and some pictures have gone on the internet.
Yeah, and it
Or
is clear
yesterday.
that they are John Hammonding this, and they are sparing no expense.
Yeah.
Like whatever that.
Oh, these are movies. These
Oh,
are
yeah.
not. They don't have TV show budgets. They're making mini features
Yeah, I mean 6
or
episodes.
one big ass fucking feature.
8 episodes, $200 million budget, just broken into chunks. Like,
So that's Snyder Cut money.
yeah, because the
Does that
Snyder
segue?
Cut. We can absolutely segue into Snyder Cut money because apparently, reportedly, the budget on the Snyder Cut.
Now, hold on. I'm gonna put a pin in what you know and
Yes.
take us back to what we knew. When they
Yeah.
first made this announcement, they said no more than $20 million would be spent.
Right. So,
So-
yeah, $20-30 million to like finish some effects.
Which
and do
I was
some
like, you know what? Like fucking, why not roll the dice?
expensive, but
Absolutely.
to do some select reshoots.
How much is it now?
Reportedly,
Grand total is
it's not even potentially the grand total, but according to the Wrap, the Justice League Zack Snyder cut version, the budget will be about $70 million, which is
it's
more
a
than
whole ass new movie.
the second season of Game of Thrones cost $70 million, and they made 8 episodes of those.
Whoa.
And so this isn't reshoots. This is apparently there never really was a Snyder cut. There was some footage shot.
There was a lot of footage, but you could There's a lot of like animatics stuck in to finish telling the story, and it was. It was not like here's a DVD copy of the Snyder Cut, but there was a watchable version of that movie that he had. But a lot of it is, from what I heard, expository cards to describe what was missing.
Right.
Which apparently is $70 million worth of footage.
So yeah, there was probably a DVD you could watch.
No, I think there was. You had to watch it at his place,
Right?
And he probably was part of the movie, not on screen, but I'm sure there was. Yeah, exactly. Like pausing it to be like, okay, and now we would do all this and blah blah blah. Okay, and now this. But yes, was there ever a like beginning to end Snyder Cut that you could pass along on a bootleg? I don't think so. I think there was lots of watchable footage and big chunks of text or animatics, and also held together with some narration, not in the actual movie, but in the room. Whoever was showing it to be like, okay, then this happens. Because the way I remember the story is they didn't get to shoot everything that he wanted to shoot.
Oh no. Yeah, it is kind of clear that what existed for executives to say, no, okay, let's invest in this, was a presentation more than it was a movie.
Yes.
And so maybe it was the use of the term reshoots, because $70 million worth of reshoots is you're shooting a movie.
Yeah.
You're not reshooting very much of anything.
How much were the reshoots, the real reshoots on Justice League, the Joss Whedon ones?
Yeah, I think those were something like $50-60 million.
I think roughly around the same price, which I would not be surprised. Thematically, this cut is a purging. And Zach's going to make the movie he wanted to make and not using the damn frame of the other stuff and whatnot. So, if you knew that they gave that guy $50 million to remake your movie, there's a school of thought where you're like, well, I'll take 70 to fucking put it back. You know what I'm saying? Which I would respect on a certain level. Like, good for him. I mean, it's all of it makes me happy for him, because what a bad year that guy had when Justice League happened.
Yes.
Like fucking historically over the top bad, not just professionally, but also personally. And he's getting his dream come true. He gets to do it. This thing was willed into existence by fucking fans. Like, probably more than him. Probably all the chatter, the fucking billboards, the skywriting and shit, whatever. Finally connected, and he used that as fuel and stuff. So it's very rare. I can't think of another example of this story.
No. Neither can I, for any number of reasons.
Yeah.
But it is a landmark moment in cinema history.
It has almost little to do with cinema. It has everything to do with HBO Max.
Everything due to HBO Max, and whether
it's
or not
a TV show. It stopped being a movie because he's making it a 4-part TV show.
Yeah, I mean it's
not TV show, 4-part streaming event.
Indeed, I guess if it's $70 million is the new budget for this, they would need, according to the Wrap, to get around 4.66 million new subscribers, just off of having the Justice League Snyder Cut.
That seems like a doable number, right? What are they up to right now?
I'm not sure. I think they're somewhere around the 12, 15 million subscribers. It's relatively new, so they're still building it up. But that is a little.
How do you know who signs up for what or why? Like, what if they got 4 million in subscriptions, but they were like, oh, you must like the Justice League, and they're like, the Justice what now?
Yeah,
like
I'm
it
here for
could
Howard
just
Dent.
be like hype. Like, I heard about fucking, Raised by Wolves, or I want to see Lovecraft Country, which, by the way, continues to dazzle.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be hard to understand or to even granulate where these new subscribers are coming from beyond some kind of survey, but you're not going to survey all 4.6 million new subscribers. So I don't know.
But there's a number now.
There's a
to
number
shoot
now.
for.
You can try and hit getting 4.5 million people.
And
to
then that
subscribe.
justifies all of this.
It does.
And even if it don't, it's like loss leader marketing costs, essentially. A lot of people are going to become aware of HBO Max because of the Snyder Cut.
True.
So,
And again, the
they're
$70
like,
million
look, it's
is
all-
also not including whatever promotional marketing they're going to do to remind you in a year that the
it's
Snyder
coming,
Cut is coming
yeah.
out.
That's true. The marketing cost will be.
So yeah, like listen, it's a thing that's going to happen. It's a thing that happened because fans wanted to see this legendary and apparently fictional Snyder Cut now be willed into existence, and so now it is. So
They're gonna see it.
we're gonna
Ain't
see it.
fictional no more. Now it's real as raincoats.
Indeed. Elsewhere in the DC extended universe, there's going to be a Peacemaker TV show.
I saw this week. Smart play.
I think so.
Very, especially like, getting the word out early. They're like, boy, this Suicide Squad movie's so fucking good. We're already greenlight a show about it.
Prequel Peacemaker TV show. Every episode written by James Gunn.
And he's charming as fuck. Your lead, John Cena.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why it's
Big
happening.
driver, yeah.
Because A, John Cena is incredibly popular, but B, he's apparently very good. And DC and Warner Brothers execs were like, oh shit, we could do a show on that guy? Let's do a show on that guy.
And James already wrote them all.
James,
Lockdown or
yeah,
something.
Like, hey, I got nothing else to do.
I know.
I'm in post, and maybe post is done on
I wish I had that
Squad.
kind of power where you're making a big movie and then you're like, I want to do a TV show of the big movie. They're like, okay. I wish I had that kind of okay James power that he's got.
Yeah, whatever you
Kind
need.
of like that okay JJ power. Okay, JJ.
Yeah, what do you need, pal? Oh, sure, we'll
I'm
do-
glad this thing fucking exists, man. First Charlton character to get his own fucking TV show, no? Ain't been no Blue Beetle show.
Uh-huh.
Ain't never been no
Yeah, the
Question
the
show?
question continues to confound.
Elude Us.
Indeed.
Yeah, this is the first time a Charlton character, no Captain Adam show, first time a Charlton character has received a show.
Yeah.
Whoever
Good deal.
created this character is like, fucking A, man. Finally.
But yeah, and it also is a bit of a continuation of HBO Max's desire to spin off the movies into TV. And so you're
Yeah.
going to get the Gotham City, sort of Gotham PD show spinning out of the Batman. You're going to get a Peacemaker show spinning out of Suicide Squad. Like, it's smart.
I like their plans. I want to watch their shows.
It's very, very smart. Let's see what else we got. Elsewhere, there's a lot of DCEU news.
Okay.
Black Adam, The Rock has announced that they've cast their Hawkman.
The Rock made an announcement today, a huge announcement.
Yes, The Rock's announcing some shit. The Rock
Did
will.
a 7-minute announcement about like, I'm backing Biden Harris.
Yeah, he will happily put
And
on.
he never did that before.
He's never endorsed anybody.
Yeah.
So he'll happily put on the tightest sweater known to man.
I saw that.
I mean,
I saw that. I was
damn.
looking at that going, is that how he normally dresses? I mean, hey, how about a hoodie or something? Like just something a little looser, a hockey jersey?
I mean, it looks
This
as-
thing was clinging.
it's painted
Klingon
onto
sweater.
him. It's just like, dude, come on.
You could see every ripple and shit.
Everything.
Every vein. We didn't like it because it made us feel self-conscious.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if I also had a Ferrari, I would want to polish it and show it off to everybody also.
Yeah.
But like, dude,
I wear layers because I have undulating flesh. He is tighter than a drum, so naturally he's
yeah, save some
fucking
for
wearing
everybody.
that sweater.
Like, and also, why do you need to wear a sweater? It's Los Angeles and still summer.
styling. He's got a wife, and she was like, "Put a sweater on." He's like, "I will."
Eventually.
That's why all of us wear a sweater.
Are you cold, The Rock?
Because we're told. Somebody told us to
I
wear a
know.
sweater.
But yes, he both announced that Aldous Hodge would be playing Carter Hall, the Hawkman. And Aldous is great. Aldous has been great for a long time. He was in Invisible Man.
Yeah.
He was in Hidden Figures. I first found him in Leverage, which was a fantastic show from the I don't know, 10,
TNT
15 years
people?
ago. The TNT, Characters Wanted.
Oh my God, their marketing worked. Somewhere, a TNT marketer who came up with that slogan is like, "Do it."
We got it, you guys. He was MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton.
Whoa.
Like he's been banging around for a while, and for him to hop in and play the Thanagarian Hawkman.
The first, well, how many times have we seen Hawkman in TV or anything? Did they ever do him on?
Yeah, they did him on Legends, I think.
That's right. They had Hawk Girl.
That Hawkgirl and Hawkman. Yeah, he showed up for a bit. I think
First cinematic Hawkman, though.
well, no, I think you had Hawkman in Smallville.
No, cinematic.
Oh, cinematic.
Big screen.
Yes. Big screen. Not just
Hawkman's big screen debut.
yes.
And what he's what's their relationship in the comics? They fight. They fight. They fight.
I am not sure. I am not a deep Hawkman person. nor am I a deep Black Adam person.
I know a couple of blind spots for me
A
there.
couple of blind spots for me, but fuck it. I like The Rock.
I'm
I
into
like
it.
Aldous Hodge.
And also like fucking it's Thanagar, like you get to pull in that entire mythology and shit like that. I'm all for it.
Yeah, so that's super cool.
And he's a great actor, so fucking A.
Very much so. You know, and of course, The Rock, when announcing shit, is never overly shy about it. So, like on his Instagram post, it's like, so here's the transcript of my call with Aldous Hodge telling him that he got the role. He's like, hey, Aldous, it's DJ. Because apparently he doesn't call himself Dwayne, he calls himself DJ.
Is that? I saw somebody say something about DJ, and I'm like, what does that mean? But I guess that Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. And because he likes to deliver this kind of news personally.
Is he a producer on the movie?
Yeah. His $7
He's-
entertainment.
He's
is-
treating this one fucking seriously. He wants to play Black Adam in such a big bad way.
and has wanted to for like
for a long
decade.
time, yeah.
And so I feel like he is wholeheartedly just wrapping his arms around it.
That's awesome that he welcomes dude to the cast.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet.
I
What
like
else
The
we
Rock,
got?
man? It's good people.
The Boys, which you've
Wonderful
seen the things.
show. So good. It's getting a spin-off.
It is getting a spin-off set in a superhero college, which
I'm in.
sounds perfect.
Fucking right away. I was like, what? Why isn't? Can I watch it now? Such a great idea. Kripke's crushing it with that fucking show.
Set in America's
So damn watchable. I know some people are pissy that they're only doing an episode a week, but it's great.
I will take it in any
So
way I
fucking
can get
fun, and always a visual somewhere in the show where you're like, oh, I never saw that coming.
it. Yeah, I'm one episode shy.
You wait
but
till you see this week's episode. This week's like what the fuck moment is involves a. Let me see.
What can I?
It's thick with 2 C's.
Ooh.
It's a
is it-
dick.
Spoiler.
Spoilers.
It's a dick.
It's a dick. Yeah, you got to see it. It's kind of like as I was watching, I was like, man, did they do that in the comics? Or is this something? It sometimes feels like they're just like, look, we got license to go crazy. Let's do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. Like if it's not cool, what's the point?
Yeah, it's cool. Everything they do in that show, I'm like, right on. And really great acting across the
yeah.
board. It's great cast.
I mean, Anthony Starr is still
he's
so good.
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Spellbindingly good. But even the less showy roles, like fucking Dennis Quaid's kid, Meg
Yeah,
Ryan's
Jack
kid,
Quaid.
so fucking good. Like absolutely lovable, man. You can plug that guy into some other shit too.
Yeah. Lala
Use
Alonso.
that guy. He's great in the show, but like they should put him in other things.
Yeah. There was a tweet that I quoted from J.M. DeMatteis, who was like, "Go with me for a minute, but you know who should play fucking Kraven the Hunter? Carl Urban." And he just puts up a picture of him as Butcher. He's like, "That's fucking Kraven."
It's true.
I was like,
I mean, we all got what's his name on the brain, Jason Momoa, right?
Yeah.
But that could be a fucking.
Yeah.
That would work because
That
he's
would work.
fucking imposing. I mean, he's also a great actor. He's like, remember how fucking good he was in the Thor movie, where you're like, holy shit, and he was a great judge.
Dez and Troy. I got them in Texas.
And they're doing a heartbreaking little storyline with him this season too.
Yeah, it's all tragic.
Him as
but
Craven would be good.
but I am down for this college spinoff.
Fuck yeah, sign me up.
Hell yes. Black Widow is moving, as is everything good from 2020.
Yeah, the Tenet experiment, or experiment, as some people say, did not go as well as they'd hoped. That was like, yeah, it'll save us.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
made
didn't.
something like $280, $290 million.
Here it's only
worldwide.
made 41 million, which is,
Yeah, not what they needed.
not what they were hoping.
They were hoping
at
for
all.
that on the first Friday,
Yeah.
as opposed to the entirety.
So
of,
based on that, they're like, we ain't fucking. Other studios are like, we'll take a pass. We'll see you in 2021.
Yeah.
So Black Widow finally did what we all expected they would do and moved.
Pretty
Still
much.
not fucking bending a knee though. They're still not like, we'll put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because I think the Mulan experiment similarly was not as overwhelming.
Is that right?
I mean, it did well. Like, it made some $265 million in literally just the Disney premium downloads, which is not bad for
Pretty good,
2
yeah.
weeks of release. But, that is not a number that will continue to rise. I don't think they think. As opposed to the movie
Like
going
it's had
audience.
its moment.
Right. And if you can watch it over and over again, there's no let's pony up another $30 and watch it again.
True.
Whereas if you had a kid who loved that movie, you were going to see that thing 4 or 5 times.
True this.
So I think they've discovered where, and maybe Mulan was just supposed to be the bellwether, the canary in the coal
Canary
mine,
in the coal mine.
to say, hey, if we release a $200 million movie on Disney Plus, how much money will we get back for it? And I guess they learned, and it's not enough.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's good, but like we can make a lot more at the box office.
Right.
I mean, they make billions of dollars with these flicks. So.
Yeah, so and I think that you can still, piracy will be an issue, but sure, they could still release it in theaters overseas.
Hell yeah.
But if it's already out in the
Then we
world,
got it.
then we got it. So I think they feel that Black Widow, anything like live action theatrical that is not based on a kid's property, it will be hard to earn back that money.
It's pushing back the Eternals and Shang-Chi.
Yeah, everything just sort of slides back. So now, like, Black Widow shifts from November to May 7th, 2021. And then that shifts Marvel's Eternals from February 12th, 2021 to November. And Shang-Chi
Damn
shifts
you,
from May
COVID!
to July. It's a whole thing. And
Fuck
2020,
Corona, man, keeping me from my Marvel movies.
2020 will be the first year since 2009 without a Marvel movie in it.
Everyone's looking for the bottom of 2020. There it is.
No Marvel movies.
No Marvel movies. Even Marvel movies got chased out of 2020. It's such a bleak fucking year.
Yeah, man. It is not nearly as rosy as
Ugh.
one might have hoped.
2021.
2021.
Get
Here we
us to 2021. We'll be safe in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna have fun in 2021.
But I mean, November is still, like you get a Bond movie at the end of November.
Meh.
You get, in December, we're going to get fucking Coming to America 2. And
Yeah! All right, I'm back.
Dune and Wonder Woman are all in like the last 2 weeks.
And they haven't moved that yet.
They haven't moved it since the last time they moved it because I think they're still hoping. They're still hoping.
They might, but now that Black Widow's moved, they might be like,
I don't know, but maybe.
Coming to America, I can't wait, man.
No.
All right, what else we got?
The last news story we have, which, it's always the let's bring it down for a little bit.
Oh, here it is, kids. We're about to go to the quiet storm moment of the show.
quiet
Something
storm.
sad's about to happen.
The Quiet Storm is not the sexy moment.
Good point. Nothing sexy is about to happen, kids.
Soft and warm, The Quiet Storm. R.I.P. Rob.
Soft and warm, the quiet storm.
You don't remember that?
I do remember that.
That was the WBLS, Soft and Warm, The Quiet
Soft and warm,
Storm.
the quiet storm.
The greatest sexy sounds of R&B.
All right, so rather than the quiet storm, this is the cool down corner.
That's like an angry kid who just hopped up on Ovaltine and Cheez-Its. And
This
like,
is the-
get in the angry corner.
I know what it is.
Ah.
This is the long distance dedication. Remember on American Top 40,
There
you
it
bring it
is.
down, he'd be like, "So Casey, would you please play Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride to remind me of my grandmother who died in traffic?"
Well, okay.
Yeah. Here, Jessica, here's your long distance dedication. All right, so what happened?
Our long distance dedication is to Rob Cobb, the cartoonist and Back to the Future DeLorean production designer, has died at the age of 83.
Now, this is the gentleman that designed the flying DeLorean.
Yes, he did not actually
The
design.
time traveling DeLorean.
Right, he didn't design the DeLorean.
Yeah, that was a guy named John DeLorean.
Yes, who was like, I got an idea for a car, and I'm going to spend my fortune making it, and nobody will buy it. He did the.
And other things. He's a fascinating life. There's a great documentary about him.
There is indeed. But he did. He put the Cuisinart in the back and the flux capacitor and all of that shit. Like he created.
The look of
The
Marty
look of the
McFly's, or Doc Brown's, rather.
Indeed.
Car.
He also
It's a big
contributed.
mistake. That'd be a good game show question. Like, what was Marty McFly's car in Back to the Future? And then you would, of course, say the DeLorean.
Yes.
But they'd be like, eh! That was not Marty McFly's car.
No.
That was Doc Brown's car. Marty McFly's car at the end of Back to the Future is that fucking truck thing. he
Yeah,
does.
the like Bronco that he was super excited.
If that was a Final Jeopardy question, everyone loses. No way anyone fucking thinks that deep. and shit.
Totally. Like Marty McFly never took possession. The title transfer was never made.
mental preparedness, Mark. I'm ready.
You're ready for
You
Final
can't
Jeopardy.
you can't get me on no devil's deal of a Back to the Future question. I know it was not his car. That's my third hot take of the night. The fucking time traveling DeLorean did not belong to Marty McFly. It belonged to Doc Brown.
If this was the movie, this right now would be your version of Rosie Perez getting foods that begin with Q. Final Jeopardy.
In fucking White Man Can't Jump.
What's a quince, Alex?
I forgot about that scene. That's so awesome.
So yes, you get to be like a Back to the Future trivia.
And then somebody would be like, well, technically, I believe Doc Brown gave Marty the time machine. He gave him the DeLorean, right? Because he had to go find it in a cave. Use this to find me and shit.
Yeah, but that's not till 3.
But he did give it to. Oh, good point. So I fucking win on.
Yes.
They try to get me on a technicality, but as I'm the Alex Trebek, as I said Back to the Future. Nobody said part 2 or 3.
You got to specify, Alex.
Yeah, judges, and they're like, "Fuck him." I'm like, just what they said. Fuck you.
I would like this scene also for the. You ever see that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire bit where like the first guy to win $1 million is like, I'd like to use my phone a friend, and he's at the $1 million question, and he picks up the phone. He's like, "Hi, yeah, Dad. Yeah, you're my phone a friend. I don't need your help. I just wanted to call you right now to tell you that I was going to win $1 million." And like hangs up the phone and says, "Sees the final answer," and he wins $1 million, and it's like the most dick/baller move ever.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like phone a friend. No, Dad,
like that.
I don't need your help. I know the answer. I just want to call and tell you that I just won $1 million.
That's good TV.
That's not bad,
You
right?
remembered it. That's good.
I remembered it. But yes.
But a
Rob-
great story though if he fucking lost.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God, Dad! I spoke too soon.
I should have asked you a question.
Good for him, man.
But he also contributed to E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, Alien.
What did he do for ET? So that sound political. What did he do for ET?
Tell me
What did
what
he
he
do for
fucking
you?
did for ET.
This Cobb guy.
I don't know what he did for E.T.
Well, there you go.
I don't have specifics.
He did untold things for ET.
Yes, he did help construct the iconic Mos Eisley Cantina for Star
Wow,
Wars.
what a shock! Did he? I mean, the place we're in right now.
I know.
Owes a little something to Cobb. This is some corn on the cob right here.
Indeed.
off the cob.
He created one of its alien patrons, Moma Nadon.
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead.
One of my favorite action figures of all time. One
For
shot
sure.
in the movie is so memorable.
Yep. He also helped, he was a concept artist on Alien. He was production design credits, also included Conan the Barbarian and Raiders.
That is strength, boy. That.
Is power. He also, his most recent projects included Southland Tales, Firefly, and The Sixth Day.
I was on Southland Tales.
I know. I figured you would be interested.
Wow, look at that, man. We
He had a
crossed
career.
paths professionally. I saw a lot of his work and appreciated a lot of his work. I had no idea we could cross paths professionally. He probably designed the room I was sitting in. With, just to bring it all full circle, DJ,
DJ himself.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I acted with him. There's a fucking trivia question. There's your fucking Final Jeopardy.
Did you?
People
and
are
this-
like, what is the Final Jeopardy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some question like, who was
Kevin
in?
Smith's cameo roles.
Yes, in a movie. Yeah, Kevin Smith cameos. Obscure cameos. I'll take obscure cameos for 2000, Alex. He fell asleep during the shooting of a scene with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Southland Tales. Who is Curtis Armstrong? No, I'm sorry, not Booger. He was awake the whole scene.
Yeah. Who is Matthew Modine?
We're
I know
looking
he's
for
in the-
Kevin Smith. Who?
So close.
I love King of Queens. Wow, this dude passed.
And that dude passed.
It's a bummer. He did
kind
great
of-
work, and we all enjoyed it.
Indeed. I kind of wanted to bring it around to a Vin Diesel dropping a music single,
Yeah.
but and I
He
was
sang a song. Kinda.
I mean, of the celebrities cutting singles, it is, I think, my least favorite.
Who else is doing it?
I mean, I don't know who presently is doing it. My favorite is still Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time.
Which the internet just discovered. The young internet just
I know. It's
discovered
like,
this.
did you know Eddie Murphy cut a
Did I
single?
know? I bought the fucking album.
Hell
of course
yeah.
I knew. Because
know.
my girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the
I
time.
don't understand it. Why you want to hurt me? After all of the things.
Well done.
I've
Oh my
done for
God.
you.
And I didn't even hear it with you speaking it because I'm so used to, girl, I don't understand it. Why you want to hurt me? He could get a high fucking voice going.
Oh yeah, and then like Rick James. The music video is maybe one of my favorite things.
Rick James going.
Yeah, and there's this bit where like my girl wants to, and he's like, yes, bring it. That was Muffet Jr.
He's producing. That's how you produce. You do a lot of hand work.
You do a lot of like
It's a hand
fucking,
job.
Like
Whole thing's a hand job. Wow, man. That's all the news we got?
That is all the news we got.
That's all the news we got. So, JC, we're ready, if our guest is ready, to speak to our guest.
To join the fun. To join
I think
our-
he's ready too. JC, bear with us, folks. JC running this whole funky operation by himself.
Yeah.
We could talk up our guest. You let us know when you're ready. Yeah?
I'm here.
Oh, I hear somebody. Is that you?
What's up?
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the great Ryan Leibowitz, man. Well, you know him, you love him. He is the gold in Golden Apple, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, sir?
I really appreciate that intro. Hi, Mark.
Hey,
Hi,
man.
Kevin. What's up, guys?
How are you? Look,
Can you hear me okay?
I'm gonna be a dad right now and say a dad thing. You look like your dad. You're starting to look like Pops.
Obviously, you're going to take that as the biggest
It's
compliment.
a
you can
huge
give me.
compliment. For those who don't know, Ryan's dad and mom created Golden Apple how many years ago?
41-ish at this point. We celebrated our 40th last year when I came on your show.
Yeah, it was the 40th. So 41 years ago, man.
God damn.
That was at a time when like nobody was opening comic book stores. And for most of my life, they were the world's most famous comic book store. Whenever they did a story about anything remotely comic related, which in 1989 was all about, of course, Batman.
Yes.
They would go to Golden Apple to shoot remotes and talk to Ryan's dad and stuff. So you guys been around for a red hot minute, and you moved from one location. Right now, you're still next to Gallery 1988, correct?
Actually, they moved down a little bit down the street. They were directly next door.
That's
then they
right.
were across the street, and now they're a little bit farther down. I saw you talking to Jensen yesterday.
I did a walk through with. They did a Mallrats show, and so we did it on Instagram.
25th anniversary Mallrats art show. I saw all the pieces. I'm sure you bought a few of them because that's.
I did already put in an order for some, and I'm actually going to go walk through the room and be like, I'll take that, and do some shopping on the wall.
So basically, you're showing a lot of love to the Melrose Avenue merchants this week, and I really, really, really appreciate that.
Oh my God! And how is being a merchant on Melrose these days?
I mean, that's actually one of the main reasons I reached out to Mark and you and JC to come on the show is kind of talk about the state of the industry, the comic book.
That's
industry
true. This is a show
specifically.
that's all about comic book ephemera and comic book movies and TV shows, but we rarely talk about comic books themselves, man. So this is a golden opportunity to talk about the bedrock of all the shit that we love, the actual brick and mortar organizations, corporations, little businesses that sell the pamphlets that we call comic books. How is it going out there?
That's the thing is like comic book stores in your local, town are all run by mom and pop. It's all personal people like myself and families. These aren't big corporations. These aren't, even if there's multiple stores in a certain city, there's still a dude like me, a woman, running these behind the scenes. And it's been tough, Kevin. Like COVID was fucking ridiculous. We were closed for 3 months at Golden Apple. And that's in LA proper, where, Gavin Newsom just said, shut it down. And we closed the doors, put posters up on the windows so nobody would come in and loot the place. And I was in there almost every day working my ass off.
And were you guys doing like fulfilling orders? Like, do you have subscription services? Can people still pick up their books in the early days?
Yeah, so, they cut off like curbside pickup early. They were like, no contacting and contactless everything. Like we couldn't even do curbside. I mean, I even got a call from like the DEA, like saying, I heard you're doing curbside. You can't do that anymore. And we said, okay, we'll shut it down. So like it was we couldn't open the doors, we couldn't do curbside, but we had subscription customers because, as you know, in the comic book industry, people subscribe to Spider-Man and Batman the same way you subscribe to People magazine or Time magazine at your home. We keep a box for them in the store, right? That's like classic comic book, retailing 101. So we still had to fulfill that. So we brought it all to my house. My wife, my mother, Sharon, as you know, literally called all of our customers from our house, shipped them from our house, fulfilled them from our house, did everything we could. But the problem was there weren't any new comics being published.
Yeah, that was
months.
the other big part of the problem was there was no merchandise to vend because
Right.
Diamond shut down.
Diamond shut down. Everyone stopped making stuff, and in the comic book biz, you're
distributor-
ordering 3 months out and stuff. So once those
That's right.
books were done, there was no new books coming behind them.
Not only the distributor shut down, which at that time there was only one, who was Diamond, as we just mentioned, and then the shipping companies shut down because of COVID, and the publishers shut down because of COVID. And it was just, we were just sitting there. But you know what we ended up doing in a lot of stores and a lot of other places, it's not just about Golden Apple, is we started pre-selling books that will come out. We started doing variant covers that were of, big, title books that are going to come out several months from now that have been delayed. And that was just a big key to our online success. So in store, just flatlined completely. But
Right.
online basically blew up. Because everybody couldn't go to their local store, so they started looking online to see where they could buy things. And we had a really nice website, and we were really, big on social media, and we just pumped new product, and we got a lot of orders that backed up for months and months and months.
And were you still fulfilling all those orders out of the house?
Oh my God! Yes, Saturday, I packed 100 orders myself with my wife at the house. Like, it's crazy. Like, we have a lot of orders to fill. We're a little behind. We've hired more people. We actually are going to be renting a new facility over in LA, like a 5,000 square foot warehouse that we're going to be doing stuff because our online just jumped up.
It's
so
blown
much.
up at this point.
It's
so
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom. Like, yes, the store was closed for 3 months. Yes, COVID had impacted us so much. And the rules and regulations, like, we still keep limited hours. Most shops do. 12 to 5, Monday through Saturday, where we're normally 11 to 7 or 10 to 9. Like, we keep very limited hours. We have sneeze guards on the entire cash wrap and in the back counter. Like, you can't even interact with us. Masks are required. We have our own masks with our own logos on them. Like, it's a crazy retail world right now. It's like, it's insane, but online has been great. I mean, if anybody's listening right now that's a collector, an artist like Peach Momoko will resonate to them. Like, to you guys, you're like, what the fuck did you just say? Peach what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Literally what I was just thinking. I was, who is this Peach?
I like
this,
peaches.
This Japanese amazing female artist has just taken the world by storm, and we were lucky enough to work with her during the COVID shutdown and had several exclusive variant covers from her. As you remember, the variant cover market back in the 90s and stuff like that, that's real now. Like, the collector market is so strong right now. There are books that come out this week that are selling for $20 on eBay. That it's just insane what's happening.
And
right
that's
now.
because stores are closed? Because, like...
And I think a lot of it has to do with stores. There's limited access to physically walking into a store and getting the books. So everybody's kind of gone to online. I think generally speaking, the order numbers are down. The print runs are down for second, third, fourth printings of books, and also limited edition variants like we do so much. So it's just been insane. But plus, if you're keeping up on the news, which I'm sure you have, because I know Harley worked for DC, all the crazy layoffs at DC Comics,
Yeah.
IDW, like, it's just insane. And then DC started to distribute their own books, right? They
What
left
is
Diamond.
So they're out of Diamond now 100%.
They are.
And
Yes, for now.
When you say they distribute their own books, they are now their own distributor?
No, they found a couple golden apples of the world, Midtown Comics.
So they're
and
using retailers as the distributors.
They are, which the two kind of biggest retailers, as far as volume as I understand it, and their sales figures and their warehousing, they said, hey, we'll distribute for you, fuck Diamond. So they tried it, they went rogue, and this is where we're getting our DC product from now on. So it's the Wild West right now, guys, but we're getting our product. We're getting it in a timely manner. We got new comics on the shelf every Wednesday, and we're back into full swing. And it's just still so hard with the COVID environment, with the masks and the social distancing. We have we sell comic books, right? You want to fucking touch them.
Yeah, it's tactile. It's part of the experience. It's tactile.
Put them in a bag and a board, read them. If you wanted something else, you'd buy digital comics, right, Kev?
Exactly.
Right?
The idea of walking into the store, being able to sift through and find the perfect unbent copy, bring it up to the register. I remember so many times the guy at Fantasy Zone in Red Bank, that doesn't exist anymore, the old comic book store, the guy who ran the desk was Dave Windorf. He was the lead singer from Monster Magnet.
Monster Magnet.
Yes, Dave. So this is before
Dave.
Monster Magnet, when Dave was just a long-haired guy at the counter and stuff. And I would
This pencil
go through and
mustache.
find my fucking pristine copies, bring them up, and then as Dave, and he's a big comic book fan, but he didn't
Huge.
fetishize the books and stuff like I did. So I'd put my pile down all gently, and then he'd pick them up and like do this shit where you're bending them, and I was like, "Can you not do that?" And he was like, "Oh, you're one of them."
Don't
That's
manhandle
still
my books.
a thing. Like, we have so many customers that still do that, and God love them, Kev. We love bomb on them. We let them spend extra time. We let them look through the whole stack of books, because that's the thing. It's a collector's market, and it's so strong right now. We're just expanding right now. We're also trying to deal with the fact that we normally are known for doing signings in our store. Like,
Yeah, you guys
you've
for
been in many
years.
times.
I did for
Art?
I've done signings. You've done signings
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We did
My
some
first
conventions
signing
with Mark
ever,
recently.
comic book signing, was at Golden Apple and stuff.
Didn't you
And
meet
my,
your wife there?
My
You're
wife
welcome.
popped in to see me. So they wrote an article for USA Today, and we were there at the signing. There's a picture of me on my wall in Golden Apple from the USA Today, sitting next to Marilyn Gigliotti from that signing. So that was just me. They've had this was the store in Hollywood. So anytime
Right.
you had famous people wanting to promote something in the comic book world, easy. But even celebrities and shit. Like, remember John Singleton was there and stuff?
Yeah, John. Oh God, John, such a good guy. God rest his soul. He used to be a weekly guy. He would come in every week. We would bring books to his house or send them to him on set if he couldn't make it in. I mean, just people love their comic books. We do that.
So
for a
what
lot
do
of
you
people.
what's your initiative? What are you doing right now?
So we're doing like what we call private signings. So like we have a big one every year. We have John Carpenter, fellow filmmaker and composer.
Hardly a fellow filmmaker, more like master filmmaker. John
Yeah,
Carpenter.
he's done a few good movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we do for the last 7 years. We've had John and his wife Sandy in, and so this year we said, what the fuck are we going to do with this COVID world? But we're going to doing it virtually. So we're going to set up a Zoom call like this, where fans who buy the book can interact with John and Sandy and the contributors to the book. It's like
Smart.
a Halloween anthology, but they're also going to get pre-signed books. So we send the books to his house. He signs them. They come to the store, and then we're going to do something a little more fun to make it more interactive, where we have golden tickets, silver tickets and bronze tickets. As you can see, Willy Wonka is kind of a mentor to me.
Right.
I got a golden ticket, a real golden ticket behind me. Well, not real, but movie reel.
I see. Oh no,
I'm still trying to figure out if that's a Streets of Fire gold
Oh
cassette.
fuck yeah! It's a Streets of Fire.
Yeah,
That's
it
my
is.
Jam right there.
Tonight is what it means to be young, Rye.
Oh,
I have these are This is what I
another
stand-
time, another
Let the
place.
what I
revels
stand
begin.
for.
Let the fires be started. We're dancing for the restless and the brokenhearted.
Unbelievable movie. The soundtrack is one of my favorite things in the whole world.
I absolutely agree. It's an amazing fucking soundtrack.
You are
and a
one
very
bad stud.
singular movie.
I love that movie.
Very like Walter Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes.
singular flick that like even was weird when it came out, but still weird today. And as much as like, huh, Like
I
that's
grew
the
up
adventure?
watching, in my house with my dad, with Bill, like we watched Big Wednesday.
Oh, right.
We watched The Warriors. We watched Streets of Fire. That this was my life.
Your dad was a
like,
classy, tasteful man. He's a good
oh my
dude,
God,
man.
he knew everything about movies and music, yo-yoing. It was big
That's true.
shoes to
Yes,
fill.
he was a fucking yo-yo master as well.
The yo-yo master. Who the fuck can say that?
I know, exactly. But what a
was
great skill
unbelievable.
to have, man. And like, especially if
Seriously.
you're a guy running a store. Because at the very end of the day, you could always be like, if the customer's always right, you could always be like, well, check this out. And fucking
Yeah.
rock a yo-yo out
Hey
of
kid, you want to read a
So
comic?
basically
No.
what we're doing now is, I'm sorry to cut you guys up, but basically what we're doing is private signings. We're saying we're going to send the stuff to their personal home, sign the stuff, send it back to Golden Apple, and you guys can buy pre-signed stuff with a certificate of authenticity that proves that it happened and all that good stuff. Then we're trying to throw in some fun stuff like a Zoom call, some golden tickets where you can win some stuff. We're doing what Gerard Way is coming up. We're going to be doing something with him. Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas is doing a Werewolf by Night comic book. We're going to do something with him.
Oh
Things
shit,
like
with
that.
Marvel?
We're trying to mix
He's
it
doing
up.
a Marvel Werewolf by Night?
Yeah, they
Wow.
got some Black Eyed Peas.
Wow. Man.
So things like that. There are a lot of great creators that are still out promoting comics, writing comics, creating comics, just like yourself. Obviously we can always do something with you, Kevin, anytime, or Mark, if you're doing some more stuff.
Where do folks go find the information? How can they find out about the Carpenter signing and the other signings?
Funny you should mention that. No, goldenapplecomics.com. That's the easiest way to find us, or on any of our social media. But the other thing I want to tell you guys about, and if I can just spend 2 more minutes, because
Please.
I know you got a date, and it means you're getting late.
You're keeping me from guaranteed sex with a woman I've had
I know,
sex
I
with
know.
many times, but go ahead.
That's all right. It's important, Kevin. It's really important. So it's not all honky-dory in the world of comic book retailing. I might have, in the course of our conversation, made it look like it's amazing and everything's great. But really, a lot of stores are going to be going out of business.
Can I ask you a
There
question about that?
Yeah,
There was a moment in the beginning of the pandemic where I actually talked to Walter back east where I was like, well, is it time to stop? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, we've had 22 good years and
Yeah.
a lot of stores are closing. Maybe now's go out like, not in debt and with a win. And the only thing is like, well, COVID allowed us to shut down. And he voted against, and not even because he wanted the job.
Okay.
He's just like, you can't. It's an institution. He's going, as long as you're not losing money, like you should keep going. But I wanted to ask, did you have a moment where you guys were like, maybe is this the end? Are we done?
Absolutely. I mean, 3 months being closed. I think in the first couple of weeks, that was the first instinct.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great run. I carried on this legacy from my pops. I tried my hardest, guys, but this one beat me to death.
Yeah, I mean, nobody
And
could have seen fucking COVID coming, so nobody would be like, you dropped the ball.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
no shame in it.
once in
But
100-year fucking
Right.
That's killed huge businesses and corporations. So like
And
mom
so
and pop shop
What's
going down.
happened is like comic book stores, all the local mom and pop stores, like if they had an online presence or social media presence or a website, that's what they relied on. That's what we relied on. Or old school like phone banking. Like I called every customer. My mom did. My wife did. Just love bombed them to death. Like, hey, we're still here. We'll get you your comic books. We did everything we could to connect with our customers. I started doing online games and this crazy, wacky, game shows on Facebook and Instagram Live. And I sort of adapted. A lot of people do live sales. And, if you're in it to win it, you're going to find a way to make it work.
No
A
doubt.
lot of stores, it's not that they're not in it to win it. They just don't have the tools, the resources, the customers. They're in obscure parts of the country or the world, and they just don't have the foot traffic. And with a COVID world, they're out of sorts. And
A lot of people are fucked.
a lot of stores are going out. A lot of stores will continue to go out because, like, if you think about it, think about your personal, finances. Your landlord gave you some extra room. Your mortgage gave you some extra room. And that's no different than what's going on in the retail world. Well, guess what? It's been 6 months, and now they're going to start asking for their money.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so I could see a lot of stores saying, well, we tried to getting an SBA loan or whatever we could do. Nothing came through. We're fucked. So what we're doing is I'm on the board of a new initiative, a new campaign. Do you guys remember Back the Comeback? Which
Say
was
it
a
again.
few
What is
months
it?
ago?
What is it?
There was something called Back the Comeback a few months ago.
Yes, yes. They
Right,
gave out
so
T-shirts and stuff.
That was like the first initiative to try to save comic book stores from the COVID world. 2.0 just launched, and it's called Give Comics Hope, and it's givecomicshope.org.
GiveComicsHope.org.
Correct. And so basically what's happening is all the publishers, creators, retailers, fans are coming together to help save the comic book industry. And what they're doing basically is donating. So everybody's got a collection, right? You have tons of shit. I see your podcast. Mark, come on, you have a lot of shit. I have a lot of shit. Everybody has comic books, CGC, signature stuff, posters, autograph stuff, action figures, whatever we got, right? I'm not saying give it all to charity. I'm absolutely not saying that. But if you can afford to just give a few things, there's something called Drive for Five, where they're asking for 5 items. You basically send it in to either this one guy handling the eBay auctions, and there's another person handling heritage auctions, and all the money goes to comic book stores through the Bink Foundation, which was started, several months ago to help comic book stores. Remember Jim Lee drew 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on the
Things for
show.
60
We had him on the
days.
show to talk about it. Yeah.
We raised some money for the Bink Foundation.
I know
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
have fallen. You guys have fallen pretty far. You had like Jim Lee, Ben Affleck, and like me. You guys are slumming it a little right now.
No,
But
man,
I
you're
appreciate it.
real. You're for your comics royalty, believe me.
I fucking appreciate the few moments I have to talk about this stuff, in the state of the industry. But basically, there's a lot of golden apples out there, or not, people that are a little smaller that just need the fucking help right now. Like everybody needs help to stay alive. Even we need help, And if you guys can, just tell your, fans, your, the customers in your comic book store, people who listen to your podcast or follow you guys on social media, to say, look, I got a ton of shit in my room, and instead of going and trying to sell it on eBay, give it to givecomicshope.org. That's the easiest way to do it. You could even sell it yourself on eBay, and in the listing, you can say, I want to give a percentage to a charity, and just click Give Comics Hope. So that's really what we're here to talk about, is just the comic book industry has had its ups and downs since COVID started. There's some great stuff, like the collector market being so strong and so amazing, and these variant covers we're all doing are just selling out, and the Peach Momokos and all that kind of crazy stuff. But underneath it all, the local comic book store in your town is probably hurting. And if they're not in LA or New York or some, major, place like this, and they need your help, and we all need to help them. I'm helping them. I'm sending in like shit signed by Stan Lee. I think I have some stuff signed by you guys. I have some of the Iron Bob exclusive pops and things like that I'm going to send, whatever I can do to help. I want to help everybody succeed, because 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, we want comic book stores to be alive, right? You want the secret stash to be there. You don't want to get that phone call from your guys saying, dude, is this it?
Yeah.
Are we out? Did we have a good run? Like, fuck that. We did 40 years. We want to do another 40 years, right?
Fucking hey, man, that's the goddamn spirit. If let me say I got some stuff to donate. Can I give it to you?
You could give it to me and I'll send it in, because I know that's like a hassle for a lot of people.
It's just you're the closest dude I know. But I
course.
got like the arms, a set of arms that I wore as the Bratzi and Yoga Hoser, because it could be like props and shit.
Oh,
Like-
props are the best. I have you know what I have? I have the Red Tornado mask. I don't know if you did that episode, but from
Oh, from
Supergirl.
fucking Supergirl?
Yeah, that guy's a customer, and he came in one day with the actual like cowl that he wore
That's
for
dope.
the Red Tornado. And was like, here, I'm gonna give it to you, and I've just saved it, and I want to give it to charity.
I got something to donate. Zack Snyder gave me from the Watchmen the Dirty comic that
The Tijuana Bible.
the Tijuana Bible. Well remembered.
I
So
remember
I've
the
got
Tijuana Bible.
that would be something that somebody would definitely.
Whatever you can, feel comfortable getting rid of that could generate some.
I got
money,
some.
that
I
would be
got some good
amazing.
shit, man. Some like good, like oh shit.
I
like
know
I got
you
a
do.
hat signed, the Justice League signed by every fucking actor in it. Somebody would buy that, right?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, people send me shit all the time. I have so much stuff that I never paid for, so it didn't
Yeah.
cost me anything, and it's worth money. And collectors out there want it. So if you're a collector and you're listening to this, go to the eBay auctions, go to the Heritage auctions, bid it up, buy some shit, but also think about giving some stuff.
And where do we send them again? That email, the web address.
GiveComicsHope.org.
GiveComicsHope.org.
And all the
It
information
has
is
all the
there.
information.
Excellent.
And that's where you can donate as well at that website.
That's right. One of the big guys in our industry, Bill Shanis, who used to work at Diamond, he was a big wig.
Of course, yeah.
He was also a retailer before that, and he's just such a, I would say, a mensch, right?
Yeah.
Like a,
Legend in our field, yes.
absolutely. He started this, and he's been retired for years. He has no reason to do this except for the fact that he loves the comic book world and industry and wants to see it survive. And so he got together so many people. I mean, I've heard Robert Kirkman donated a bunch of amazing original Walking Dead pieces. He keeps telling me all this stuff that's been donated. And basically my part in this is to reach out to customers and influential people like, you two guys who could spread the word for us. And so, I hope a year from now, 5 years from now, we look back on this and everybody's cool and we got comic book stores in your local neighborhood and the publishers are okay and the printers are okay and the distributors are okay. And we just got through this shit because this is fucked up, guys.
Yeah, it really has exposed how precarious the whole fucking thing was, man. Like fucking,
Yeah.
COVID has turned out to be kryptonite for a lot of things, but for comic book stores particularly, for a lot of retail outlets. So you're doing the Lord's work, number one, man, because this
I
is
appreciate
important.
that.
This is without comics, we got no bedrock for all the other shit people do enjoy right now. This is where the magic begins on the fucking page, and the magic usually begins in a comic book store. Some kid, some adult walking in there for the first time going like, what? This is it? Like, I had no idea this world existed. So you're doing the Lord's work, keeping that hope alive, man. GiveComicsHope.org.
Correct.
I'm going to collect a bunch of shit and get it to you, and you can get it
Just
to
bring
whoever.
it to Golden Apple or figure out a way to, I can come to you, whatever. Well, I have a
Done and
messenger
done.
service. I have
Absolutely.
a messenger service if you need to use that.
You're
Keep
not
all
far
of
from
them.
me. I could bring it down, or you could come up. But let me ask you. This ain't even a question. More of a suggestion. Are you allowed to use that back lot where people park and shit? Like I remember for the gallery in 1988, at one point we had a party, didn't it? Like
Yeah.
so. Isn't
So
there?
what we did right after COVID started, after the first month went through, we started doing curbside pickup in the back parking lot. I got a pop tent, signs. I put Spider-Man out there. I got a Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got that giant Spider-Man statue.
You autographed it. Tom Holland autographed it. Stan signed it. It's an impressive piece, and I have it out there in the back parking lot. We did that for about 2 months, and then finally we got to open. So we've been open ever since. Limited hours at Golden Apple, but we're doing our part to give back to the community that's been so good to us over the years.
But for Rye, for a signing event, you could probably do it out in the parking lot because you're outside and shit like
Could.
that. I mean, I wouldn't risk it with John Carpenter because he's like 1100 and stuff.
Yeah,
and
no,
high
we're not
risk.
doing that.
But for younger artists, writers, whoever the fuck, or people who want to promote stuff, there's still a way to do it.
There is.
in that parking lot, like and be outside and shit. But the window's closing because the fall is beginning.
I know, right? But it could be fun, like doing a little parking lot event. Or
I'm
like,
telling you,
like
it's so
swap
nice
meet
back there.
atmosphere.
It's kind of like safe, the parking lot back there, and as
Very.
much as you're really protected from the street, and it's a back alley, so there's no heavy traffic. So
Right.
yeah, that could be like a fun area to actually have a signing event and be outside and stuff.
I mean, traditionally, like a free comic book day, that
You
glorious
guys set
day
up
once a
out there,
year.
right?
We set up out there. The butcher shop next door has a grill. They're doing burgers. The coffee shop next door is doing their thing. So we make it a community event. So maybe we can do something like that. So if either one of you or anyone listening has a cool,
I
new
volunteer.
comic coming
I've
out.
volunteered myself. You could probably get way more famous people, but I volunteer myself for a thing.
Well, you could probably get way more famous people to do your show than me, but I appreciate you having me on. So
We'll
Oh, my
see.
God. Who?
We'll see who we can get to
Yeah,
do
we'll
our
see
show.
who we can pull. So
I'll pull some
glad.
strings for you.
So glad you're keeping not only keeping the head above water for Golden Apple itself, but going out of your way to help other fucking retailers, man. That's like,
we're
let's
doing
be
our
honest,
part.
most retailers don't give a fuck about other retailers. For you to give a
Correct.
fuck about the comic book marketplace, not just your personal space, but the comic book marketplace in general, you're a goddamn, you're, as you said before, a mensch, my friend.
You're doing a good
appreciate
thing,
that,
Ron.
Kevin. Thank you, Mark. Basically, it's not good for anybody. Look, if you were running a fast food restaurant and fucking Jack in the Box and Carl's Jr. go out of business, that's not good for McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
That's bad for everybody. If the big guys are all going out, if the little guys, if the competition goes away, everybody's screwed. So
The rising tide lifts all ships.
I want everyone to survive this. I want everybody to, do what they can to try to sell online in the interim, but really put the stake in your store. The store is the community. The store is the lifeblood of the industry. Where the subscribers that come in every week and touching those comic books and collecting them in bags and boards and boxes. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. And that's what we hope to continue to do. So thank you guys for giving me this platform to talk about it. And you guys rock. I love you guys. I hope to see that Masters of the Universe at some point.
Next year, man, 2021. It's fucking
And
dope. And then
this
we're
is what-
doing books too. So I'll be in for a signing for those.
This is the next thing you need to do.
Oh, believe me, I've seen a lot of
Come
people
on.
online going like, "Can you do that?" I was like, "I'm shocked
you
they
do
let
that?
me do He-Man."
My buddy gave me this today as a preliminary birthday gift. Unfucking believable, these Super 7 figures.
It's got
It's
everything.
not a plug. That's not a plug. I don't even sell them in the store. That's just for me. I'm
When
just
is
a
the birthday?
Thundercat
When's the
guy.
birthday?
October 8th. is
Right
my
on,
birthday.
man.
Pre-happy
Coming up on
birthday.
it.
So it's coming
Happy
up on
birthday in
and
advance.
Happy belated 50th to you. And Mark, you're like 20, right?
I am. I'm
21
24
this year?
years old.
21? Turn the big
Still
2-1?
a kid.
Just
Look
got
at
my driver's license.
All right. Tell your mom I said hi. You be good. Keep fighting a good
will.
fight. GiveComicsHope.org, ladies and gentlemen.
Correct. Thank you guys. And goldenapplecomics.com. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Enjoy everything and all your...
Yep, we froze.
Oh, he froze.
There he is.
There he is.
Thanks, Ryan.
Excellent kid, man. And doing the Lord's work, man.
Indeed.
Like, really, you don't have to. It fucking, you heard him. It's hard enough being a retailer on his own. And he's been in business 40 fucking years, over 40 years. Hard enough to keep your own ship afloat. And here he is worrying about other people's ships.
I
Good
think
guy.
he's right. Like it's not about competition at this moment. It's about how do we save an industry.
It's like the end of Game of Thrones, where it's like they went to see Cersei, and they're like, "We gotta get together because the fucking White Walker."
Yes.
I got real into my metaphor. Where I'm like, no, it's like Game of Thrones.
No, let me explain to you because
People are like, it's not like that at all. In fact, it's like anything where people team up to survive.
right. It's more like we gotta take on Thanos before he snaps his fucking fingers.
Exactly.
And so we gotta like unite the fuking warring tribes and let's go to town.
Exactly. I don't know. I was thinking like, oh man, I just discovered the ultimate metaphor.
Hot take.
Hey, did you ever hear this Game of Thrones? That's it, man. Normally we do a Q&A, but as previously mentioned,
Tonight is what it means to be young.
yes,
For this guy.
fucking let the rebels begin. Let the fires be started. We're dancing for the restless and the brokenhearted. Thanks for hanging out with us here, man. What a fucking show. We covered a lot of ground. $2.99
I know. Who knew?
next week.
Next
The
week we
big-
end it.
That's it. Like
I'm ending all my
we're taking a page out of Mark's book and we're done.
That's it, guys. 300. We did it.
Then we start a new show.
We do.
And then we give them a number that we hit and then stop that and start new things.
So wait, we're just going to reboot ourselves? Like
Always,
over-
yes, like chapter seasons, if
There
you
you
will.
go.
Should have been that.
Well done.
There it is. When does your last Battlestar go up?
God, I don't know. It's not for another couple of months.
Galacticast. ladies and gentlemen.
Galacticast. We record the finale probably next week. Then the plan is after that, a TV movie they made. And then I don't know what happens. But right now, the broadcast date is we're at about episode 12 or 13 of the season. So there's another 12 more episodes to
This is
go.
Mark's side project, man.
My
It's
side
like
hustle.
fucking like when they go off and create a super group. Like it's Mark and fucking the stars of Battlestar Galactica have their own super group and shit.
I thought you were going to be like, yeah, it's like your Gumar. Like,
Yeah, this is Gumar. He fucking
Right.
goes and he
It's
fucks
like-
that podcast behind my back. And I'm supposed to live with it. I just got to live with it. So I go out to that Galacticast. I'm pressing the button. I'm like, you're a whore! Janice is a whore! I'm
What are you
yelling
doing,
out.
Karen? Karen, what are you doing here?
They called me a Karen, too, because like, what the fuck are you doing complaining? Get out of here. Galacticast. Go give it a
Yes.
listen, man.
Go check it out where you get your local podcast.
We got side projects here.
Hell yeah.
But as for the main project, we're done.
That's it.
We're finished.
Take it easy.
Episode 299, a slam dunk in the bag.
In the can.
Fucking put it up on the shelf, frame that shit. It's a
Print it.
wall book, ladies and gentlemen.
It really is.
It really is. We want to
It's a
thank.
sneeze guard book.
It is just like this. I haven't felt his sneezes in so long.
It's been a hot minute.
We want to thank Ryan Leibowitz coming on talking about
GiveComicsHope.org.
GiveComicsHope.org and Golden Apple. Go support them. Go to goldenapple.com as
And
well.
find a way to support your local bookstore. You
that
know,
too.
like,
That's what he was saying.
Most
as
of them
well.
also have online portals. And now's a great time. Like, I think lots of people during this COVID were like, you know what's a comic I haven't read before? This thing.
This
Let me
time.
go deep in the vault, in the library, and read the thing I haven't read.
And if you're one of those people that's just like, I also invest in comics, you just got some inside fucking dope from a comics book retailer right there. He told you they ain't printing up enough books.
Yeah.
So every book is becoming a fucking wall book, man. So if you get in on pre-ordering and shit, online and whatnot, you can order multiple copies of a book. Then that book's going to be worth something you could trade. I mean, that's what I would
Are you goosing a collector's market?
I
The
really am.
speculator
I'm trying.
market?
I can't
It's
watch
like,
it go.
Guys, here's what you do. Wait for the lenticular cover to come out. Then you
Yes.
buy that one.
Then you get all of them. The more covers, the better. There it is, folks. We
Yes.
have no fucking show without the guy standing to my left beyond the sneeze guard. Beyond the sneeze guard
I'm
is a
fresh like a salad.
it's a sequel to Beyond the Rainbow. Give it up for the great Mark Bernard.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you.
And thank you to JC, who, if we had control of multiple cameras, you would see he's here. Run out in front of the frame and show him your reel.
Seriously.
You gotta come over here.
He's been so busy.
There he is. Look at him. Fucking one-man little studio. Little one-man KABC over there. That's Mr. Netflix. You know how Netflix, they got a bunch of people working? One guy.
One guy. And like he didn't put any fires out, but they're all manageable.
That's true. Good point. They're still simmering everywhere.
They
but
are. Like,
they
that's not
are
the
not
idea.
lapping at our feet, and that's all we care about. Thanks for hanging out, man. On a Sunday afternoon.
I
Well, now it's
know.
evening.
Yeah, what time is it? Ooh, we went long. Long and strong.
I know. My wife's like, your window's closing.
Down to get the friction on.
Truly. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on Friday or Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's Friday.
either
for
or.
episode 3. We'll see you the weekend. For episode
In a few days.
300 of Fat Man Beyond. But for Fat Man Beyond today, episode 299, I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernard.
Tune in next time for 300. Same fat time, same fat channel. Smodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.
for the good of all Cree and
So say we all Wakanda,
Wakanda forever.
We got it all.